Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 99 of MAME Politics. How's it going? Cool, we already have some people in here. Somebody did actually send me a tutorial on how to announce these streams and have them count down because YouTube changed their back end, but I have been too lazy and procrastinated on watching that. So for now, the streams are going to be sort of impromptu. At least it seems like YouTube is notifying some of you because that's how you must be finding out about it. So, good to see everybody. I'm sorry to hear that, Adam. I limited myself to 4 drinks last night. That's how far I got. So yeah, today I guess, I have been doing a little less political talk on the show and doing a little more game playing. But yeah, I don't really have much on my mind politically. I kind of more just felt like playing Magic Carpet, like seriously trying to play through it. And I'm actually like really excited about this game, and I've been waiting for a long time to actually show it to you guys properly, like a proper playthrough. So yeah, so that's kind of my plan for today. Magic Carpet came out in 1994 by a company, Bullfrog Software. I already mentioned that yesterday. The company later went on to become famous with like Roller Coaster Tycoon and games like that. But I think that this is probably their most interesting game, and it's basically a lot of games have stolen from it and have been influenced by it without, and it's a kind of a forgotten and obscure game, but I find it really interesting how sort of forward thinking it was as a game. How games like Minecraft and Fortnite are kind of in some weird way, like if you boil those games down, they're basically just Magic Carpet, which is kind of bizarre. But Magic Carpet's still a better game. And what's cool is you could do 8-player multiplayer on Magic Carpet. I never did it because I just couldn't get a lot of multiplayer games working like in 1994 when this came out. But yeah, so I'll just kind of show you guys what this game's about. And today I am not playing. I'm going to turn up my volume a little bit. I feel like I'm slightly quiet. Give me a sec. So I'm actually not playing using a joystick this time, and that's because a lot of these old DOS games and PC games use a lot of key commands. Um, and you would kind of you could make a customized joystick configuration for every game. And I'm going to try to do that. But when it comes to mouse movements on old PC games, I haven't figured out quite how to set the sensitivity or even get the joystick to work properly with it yet. If you've ever tried controlling a mouse cursor with a joystick, that's basically what you would have to do in several of these old games to play them, just with only using a joystick. You could use a Wii remote pointer to do that, but it's a little bit, it's just really awkward, because you'd still have to have your hand on the keyboard. There's not enough keys on the Wiimote. So if anybody out there who's watching this who's like a MAME head or does a lot of like emulation joystick configurations, hit me up and help me get that figured out. Help me figure out how to get my PS4 DualShock joystick to work very smoothly with the mouse controller. Because that's something I would like to do. Because then I could just like kind of lie back and play these adventure games without having to use the keyboard. A little more lazy style, I mean, I guess I could be one of those like internet gamers who like lies back in bed on like an air mattress with a wireless keyboard and mouse, but I don't want to do that. I'd rather go halfway into that. I'd rather lean halfway into that. Um, did somebody ask if I have any pets? Yes, I do have a pet, and she has starred on the show many times, several times. So yeah, let's just get right to this shit. I'm gonna fucking open up Magic Carpet and show you guys what it's all about, pretty much. So the game is fairly straightforward. The one thing I haven't quite figured out yet, actually, you know what? Before I start the game, I'm gonna try something. Hold on a second. Isn't that exit? Okay, so Control F9 exits the DOS emulator, but I just have to figure out one thing. This is this is what the back end for my system looks like underneath the Hyperspin remote. What I want to be able to do is figure out how to put it in windowed mode so that I can save a state, because there isn't a hotkey to save a state on here. So if I actually get somewhere in the game, I need to basically put this in windowed mode. So I need to see how to do that. I guess Alt Enter. Yeah, it seems like Alt Enter does both. Okay, that's good to know. I'm gonna close that up, and I'm just gonna I'll just launch it from here. Fuck it. You guys don't need to see Hyperspin. Bare bones style.
Game. Loading complete.
If you want to see this whole intro to this game, I already played it. Sort of as the teaser to yesterday's episode, so I'm not going to play that again. I'm just going to go straight into Magic Carpet this time. And I have to have the key commands kind of pulled up on a screen next to the chat as I'm watching. So hold on, I gotta squeeze these windows together so I can still see you guys chatting. God damn it, this YouTube window is really annoying. Okay. Okay, now I can see both the chat and the key commands, so I'm all set. Alright, so this is Magic Carpet. Basically, what you have to do is at the beginning of the game, you have to collect 3 different spells. And as you can see on this little map right here, the map is showing you some things indicated of what's on the map, like what's in the world. So those little red dots on the map, those are other spells that you have to get. Those purple dots, those are people. So I got the first spell. The first spell in that little red vase is a spell to basically collect your own mana and to basically own properties and claim properties. So if you see here, I'm shooting these little Bedouin tents with my spell, and it puts the flag on top of them. And so the goal of this game is you have to build up a castle. It's kind of got a mini Sim City kind of sim strategy element in it. And then once you build up your own castle, you basically just have to collect more and more mana from the world around you until you get enough to keep building up your castle until you've stabilized the world and brought balance to it. Now, in the process of that, there's another guy on a Magic Carpet like you who's also flying around the world, who is also doing the same thing, and he's competing with you. And your goal is essentially you don't necessarily have to destroy his castle, but if he's trying to destroy yours and he's stealing your mana, then you basically have to get him out of the way. So the game gets increasingly harder, and the AI of the other player gets more intense. And what's another cool thing about this game Other than the fact that this came out around the same time as Doom, or a little later, and it looks like totally different. It doesn't look like a Doom clone, which is pretty cool in and of itself. It has sort of these like terraform landscapes. But another cool part of this game is it was the first game I ever saw that had like really, really good first-person shooter AI, where you basically are fighting death matches with another character who has the exact same skill set and powers and spells that you do, and he flies around like in this. I feel like games didn't really get this good with AI bad guys until maybe, I want to say like Unreal or Quake 3 or something, when they started doing like deathmatch style gameplay without having to go on the internet. And that's pretty cool. So hats off to whoever programmed this game and sort of envisioned it, because it was extremely ahead of its time. And even the people who make games like this now, like the people who make Fortnite in those games, they probably have no idea how much this game sort of set, the bar. It was the first game really ever like that, to combine like first-person shooter with strategy building and deathmatch all in one. It has all that stuff together already, and this is from 1994. So I just idiotically built my castle right there. Shouldn't have done that. That's okay. It's not gonna fuck me up. Oh no. Hold on a second. Okay, so that's not good. Okay, so what I just accidentally did there is there's a hotkey in the DOS emulator that is basically the same key command that I need to use in Magic Carpet. Although I don't need to use it, I can still get by without using it. So, sorry about that. I'm going to restart the game. I really didn't do anything so far in the game while I was talking, so I'll progress rather quickly. And this is also the same game that I've been sort of like really impressed by, that it has two different 3D modes in it. It has Stereogram 3D mode, which is like, looks like just noise, and I'll show you that again in a second. And it also has regular red and blue 3D glasses 3D mode. And it does this in real time, and you can play the game with 3D glasses on. It was also one of the first games ever to fully utilize a VR headset using shutter glasses. So it actually has 3 different 3D modes, but you have to have one of the original VR headsets that came out for PC computers in 1994. And back then the screen quality was really shitty, but they essentially did the same thing that like an HTC Vive does now, where it's like, it's just shutter glasses. Or no, sorry, it's not shutter glasses. It's just 2 images in each eye that are 3D. And when you move your head, you're basically moving the mouse. And that's sort of how that works. I don't know if it played well at all. I've never used one back then. But this game was also compatible with that. Which, again, makes it basically one of the most advanced VR games of its time, too. I mean, it's pretty bizarre how barely anybody talks about this game. That's what I'm into. I'm into finding like really amazing games that no one talks about. It was also never re-released. Like, the only way you can get this game now is on a DOS emulator. There is a website that sells it officially, I guess. Like, they licensed it, but it just runs exactly like I'm running it now. It runs on DOSBox. It's not like a re-release, a reprogrammed, compatible with Windows 10 or Mac version of the game, unfortunately. But this is fine. This runs really, really stable. It's not really a problem. Okay, so now I got my spell to build my castle. So where am I going to build my castle? I think I should just build it right there. Okay, so basically, see how I ran out of power from the castle building spell? It's grayed out now. That means I need to collect more mana. And to do that, I can't just turn the mana into mine. The little hot air balloon from the castle needs to slowly go and pick it all up from the level. So that's how the other guy the deathmatch guy. Oh, see, this guy's already fucking with my shit. So fuck. See, he's gonna try to destroy my castle because I don't have the fireball spell yet. So that was my fault. I can rebuild the castle if I need to, but I gotta go get the fireball spell. So that's how you turn the mana into yours. You just shoot it, and it changes color. And I love that that pixel art drawing for it, just a sphere. It's such a easy fix for making something look 3D that's not. Oh, see, look at the balloon is going to pick up my shit. See, there it goes. So then it brings it back to my castle, but the bad guys are attacking my castle. You can see it, my castle's actually getting hurt. It has a life bar up at the top. So those motherfuckers are fucking me up. I'm gonna go shoot those motherfuckers. And even just the enemy design to me is like more creative than even like other games that that did Doom style engine, because look at the how many little like images make up that bad guy. He's like a multi-sprite bad guy. How come other games like Doom, I mean Doom was really obviously ahead of its time, but how come other games after Doom didn't have like bad guy enemies or characters that use multiple sprites, just like that little worm in here? I mean, even that's just a weird little thing about it that's like, oh, that's kind of creative. Doesn't look amazing, but it's like a creative sort of programming choice. Yeah, it'd be fun to play one of you guys over via multiplayer if we could figure out how to do it over DOSBox. If somebody wants to do a multiplayer deathmatch game with me on Magic Carpet, if you like this game enough, let's do it. It'd be amazing. Because I've never done it before. I tried playing multiplayer Doom Deathmatch and Quake back in the day, but I had a lot of difficulty getting Quake. Most of the games besides Doom I tried doing deathmatch on, didn't really have much luck with. Okay, so he's at my castle. Okay, ooh, I can build more castle, I think. Yeah. Yep. Let's go. Oh shit. So the key command I was trying to get working is I have to hit Control and one of the numbers to assign to the second mouse button the other spell. But since you don't really need to use the mana grabbing spell at the same time as the fire spell, you don't really need to do it. So I'm only using basically one assigned key command right now. Where'd that fucking bird coming from? Have you seen that making of Doom video, the id Software one, where the fucking, who's the like rock star guy from id Software, the Daikatana guy, John Romero, where John Romero drops the F-bomb, and I don't mean the F word. Let's just say the 90s were a different time. That the id behind the scenes saw like documentary that was like supposed to be for public use, like did I say I don't mean the F word? I mean, I don't mean fuck. That's what I mean. Jesus Christ, it's taking forever to pick this shit up. I'm gonna go back to my castle and try to build some more. Where is my goddamn castle, though? Oh no, wait, I think my castle got destroyed. No! Dude. They killed my castle. Fucking assholes. Okay, so I gotta build a new castle. Not the worst thing in the world. I figured I was gonna have to do that anyways, I just didn't realize. Okay, so here come these motherfucking enemies again. They basically get attracted to your castle and they come and attack it. And as you advance through the levels, you basically deathmatch with other guys like you. I think the first few levels you don't encounter another you. It's just you like fending your castle off from these like birds, evil birds and demons or whatever the hell they're supposed to be. Yeah, I used to be able to play this game for hours. The like loopy music, so good. It's just gotta pick up all this mana now. So sometimes there's a little bit of waiting involved. Like, look how fucking slow it is. Oh wait, I think I'm supposed to build more castle already. Yeah, there it goes. Fuck yeah. Okay, so now that I have the room for the mana, it's gonna go collect it for me. Check it out. Oh, and here's stereo. I'll show you Stereogram Mode again. This is Stereogram Mode. So if you cross your eyes looking at this, and you don't have to cross your eyes that much, you just have to match up like two of the columns of noise. So like, you just sort of have to squeeze your eyes together a little bit. You can see it. So here's the problem though. Once I turn off Stereogram Mode, it actually like fucks up the game. That's not good. So the game is actually like has a glitch, I think. Wow, that's weird. Maybe I have to turn the world restored. Okay. So I beat that level. That's pretty much how easy the first level is. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully the graphics doesn't look like that when I start the next level. I think that means continue. I'm not sure what I just hit there. This is always my problem when playing some of these emulators. Oh no, I'm on the second level. But the graphics are still fucked up for some reason. There it is. Oh, it's an effect. Oh, weird. It's like a real-time blur effect. That's a very strange thing to add to the game. So you have the chance to turn. Oh, weird. So you have heavy. That's such an odd feature. Okay. And yeah, you can play with the little HUD off too, which is cool. Oh my god, there's a bunch of bad guys coming over here. Oh yeah, I forgot that's part of my spell. I can like run. Okay, interesting. So basically this game is really playable if you have your mouse sensitivity turned down about 50% on the emulator. I forgot to mention that. So if anybody here wants to try playing this, and you have a PC, and you're doing it with a mouse and keyboard, which is really probably the only way to do it, turn the mouse sensitivity down to 50. Okay, now I need to build my castle, basically. So I'm gonna grab all this mana first. There's so goddamn much of it. It's like a riches swimming in mana. Okay, so now I gotta. See, now my thing goes out pretty fast. It tries to collect the mana pretty fast at first. It's kind of funny the way that it works. Oh no. Where's that? Where's it coming from? Oh, it's a flying one of those. Oh shit, I forgot someone could fly. Dude, fuck. The enemies kind of come out of nowhere. It's not like Doom. They like stalk you from far away in the level. And basically your castle, the bigger your castle gets, the more they come and stalk you. It's sort of weird. It's one of the only things I don't love about this game is the enemy behavior sometimes gets a little repetitive. Doom feels in some ways less repetitive because you basically have to like trigger cues to make the enemies react to you, and it's a little more random. It can kind of be a little more random chance, which makes the game feel a little tiny bit more alive in that regard. Okay. Oh, I can make bigger castle now. Cool. Check it out. Fuck yeah. So basically when your castle gets this big, you start having armed guards. So it's kind of like Warcraft in the sense that you have the armed guards that appear. So now you can see them. They're little archers. So anytime if my competitor comes over to the castle, or if monsters come over, they'll try to help me shoot the monsters. Although they pretty much suck and are very ineffective, it's almost always you have to defend your own castle. That's pretty much how it works. But they're kind of there. They like, shit, where is that guy? Dude. What the fuck? Where is he? See, they're not even doing anything. Also, the bullets, the way that you shoot enemies in this game, it's slightly heat-seeking in the sense that it like auto-aims because the enemies are just too small. If you had to like aim exactly, the game would be much harder to play, and it makes it much more playable. That a lot of the shooting, they kind of help you out to a degree that games like Doom don't. There's some auto-aiming stuff going on in Doom. But it's not. This is actually really. You can really tell that it's sort of helping you out in that regard. Fuck, dude. I feel like the birds are the worst enemies. There's so many of them. my castle! Fuck, dude, it's almost dead! Fuck. There's a shitload of enemies around it. Motherfuckers. Oh, fuck. You son of a bitches. Oh, god damn it. Finally, wait. My castle got destroyed right after I won the level. That's pretty funny. Yeah, the AI in Doom is very unsophisticated. It's more the event triggering that makes it feel like it's better than it actually is. The world itself operates, and the things that trigger the enemies kind of falls in the realm of a lot of random number generator stuff a lot of the time, which I think makes it kind of interesting. So I hope you guys can actually get to see the other guy that I fight. Oh, I love this music. So I don't know if you recognize this. I used a track from this and the previous level in the Masonic podcast. But not the FM synthesis version. It's like the sample version from the CD-ROM version of the game. It's actually one of the only times I don't use an SNES song. But you probably can't tell because it's very, very cheesy sounding. A little warp down there is pretty cool. So I gotta get these other spells. These guys are hard as shit. Vodar! Okay, so Vodar is my competitor. Basically, Vodar is gonna try to fuck with me during the whole level. He's going to be making his own castle on some other part of the map. Oh, I guess that's probably how Vodar died, just like I just did. When am I unlocking episode 2? Ivan, probably not for a couple of months. That's probably when I'm going to unlock it. And then after that, probably a couple months after, I'll unlock part 3. We usually unlock an episode every 1 or 2 months in general. Vodar died again. Holy bitch. Dude, I'm gonna die now too. I'm gonna die just like Vodar just died. These guys are so hard. This island seems really small, or it doesn't seem like there's enough room. I don't want to make it there. Seem like very much room here. Okay, well, I guess I'll just build it here. Maybe I'll build it on the water. Maybe I'll build it over. Build it on this. And there's obviously a guy right there trying to fuck with me. I can see him. Where'd he remember if you can destroy your own castle or not. That's why I'm a little hesitant to shoot towards it. Because I don't remember if that's a feature in the game. I feel like it is, so I'm worried. I'll lure them away from my castle. Shit. Shit. I feel like Voter hasn't appeared yet. It's like I'm supposed to build my castle up maybe a little more before he comes over. Let's see if I can find him actually. Got a lot more mana to collect before. It is very hard to control. Whoa, what the hell is that? Oh, that's Voter. That's Voter's body on the water. Crazy. Okay. Now I can build more castle. Absolutely can. Ah, dude, sometimes the controls get very disorienting. God, I can't lie. I feel like the mouse sensitivity would help that, but it is still an awkward to control game because it has like fully 3D movement basically. It's like Descent. If you've ever played that game, that's kind of what the controls feel kind of like. I found Descent even harder to control this game. I never really got into that game, but I always appreciated it. It was definitely one of the more advanced first-person shooter type games, like 3D games made for the time. I mean, I think technically it was the first game where it was like completely 360 degrees. You can go in X, Y, Z, and it had like it was sort of based around that. This is not quite that. This is not really 3D in that way, but. I want to find Voter to show you guys. He'll come and try to attack me soon enough, though. I feel like I could build a bigger castle now. Okay, here it goes. Getting filled up with he's almost got enough mana now. Gotta do a little return trip. Get that mana, dude. I feel like that is Voter having another fight with someone over there. I'm just scared to fuck with Voter yet. Oh no, that's the fucking guy shooting my balloon, dude. That's what that is. Where the fuck is he? He's attacking my balloon. The bad guys will attack that too. Build more castle now. Almost. Almost there. Come on. Come back. Come back. I'll show you what it does. It just comes back and drops it in. So, oh, world restored. Okay, so Voter wasn't even around this time. He'll be around in the next level. Huh. How funny is it that Kyle Kalinske has all those old tweets still up? I think it was Sean McCarthy, some guy I follow on Twitter who does the Grub Stakers podcast. Stackers, Grub Stackers, Grub. I don't know if I'm getting the name wrong. I probably am. It's a good podcast. They had me on to talk about the anthrax attacks, but he said something like Kyle Kalinske's old tweets are like a example of how the internet used to be just like fun and carefree, where you could just like be yourself and not worry so much. Is like an insight into like a fun and lost time. And it's kind of true actually, because like what he used to say on Twitter wasn't really like offensive, or I mean, I didn't think it was. It's just off color for today's standards. Some of his tweets though are pretty funny, where he's talking about how black. I mean, I don't think he said it was like a tweet from like 2012, Kyle Kalinske, where he was like complaining about how black women don't want to date him, or they're not attracted to white boys or something, which is not true. There's plenty of black women who date white men. And I forgot what the other one was. Oh, just there was one tweet where Kyle Kalinske said, "I need a nympho," on Twitter. It's pretty funny. I mean, it's just more cute than funny. Like, it's not. I don't think it's funny because it's like risque or anything. I just think it's like cute that he used to tweet things like that, you know, back in the day. I guess there's some story here I have to watch or something. R.I.P. Michael Brooks.
Fierce competition between wizards degenerated into war. Great creatures being summoned to do their creator's bidding in the ensuing struggle.
Yeah, Bird World is that that guy Sean McCarthy seems to have gotten really into sort of left domain conspiracy stuff, classic stuff. Like, he's one of the only people I've seen. I mean, I think he probably always knew about it, but he's like really leaning into a lot of that stuff and like talking about it. A lot of his tweets are obviously jokes, so if you are just following him for the first time, you probably won't get it. But he does. I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, there's a few people who are plugged into sort of that left podcasting scene who started to seriously entertain a lot of the things that we talk about on MAME Politics and on Media Roots. And that's encouraging to me. Like, True and On included in that, you know? I feel that might actually move the needle in some regard. Did I do something stupid and actually not hit continue? I already played this level, did I? It looks familiar. Holy shit. See the auto aiming there? I'm not even moving the mouse at all, and it's just auto aiming to the character's head, basically. Oh shit, there he is! There he is, dude. There he is. Fuck you, dude. He's turning my mana into his. Look at it. Fucking piece of shit. Fuck you, Voter. I'm gonna fuck you up, dude. Fucking cunt. You're dead, Voter. Fucking dead, dude. Fuck you. Son of a bitch. Fucking Voter, dude. He's got archers, too. He's got archers following you. You son of a fucker, dude. care of your archers, I'll fireball you to death, you son of a fuck. Fuck you, dude. Fireballing your shit. Oh no, someone's actually archering. That's not his archer. It's like one of mine. I think because I claimed that land, the guys who lived there became my archers and are protecting me from Voter. Except now Voter's actually. I feel like he's more superpower than me or something. Oh fuck yeah, dude. Fuck you, Voter. You son of a bitch. You didn't get quite to see Voter's the sophisticated AI that I was talking about. It's really not that sophisticated. What makes it seem sophisticated is he doesn't just attack you. He steals your mana. He builds his own castle. He tries to destroy your castle, etc. And then he also has to make mana by killing enemies in the level. So that's what's interesting about it. In terms of his actual like fighting abilities towards you, it's probably on the same level as Doom, really. But okay, I'm gonna build this castle. I'll just build it right here. Why not? Voter's gonna have to get in between all this shit, dude. Try it, Voter. Dare you. Son of a bitch. See how it actually lets me do it over water too? I forgot that it lets you do that. It builds land over water if you do it from a landmass. It's pretty neat. I mean, how many other games have you even seen from this time period that let you build up the map in any way or change it like this? I mean, that's pretty like advanced in of itself. In real time, like where it's not just a map editor where you can like build shit on the map. Pretty cool. I think I could. No, I can't build more yet. Is that an archer or what is that? I can't tell if that. Oh shit! I think that's his castle over there. Let's see what it's up. Let's see what's going on. Oh no, it's not his castle. What is that? Oh fuck! That's a volcano. Wow, okay. I didn't remember a volcano being in the game. Shit. Is it a magic volcano? Is it following me? I don't understand. So that's all on fire right now. I can't do anything there. But my castle's being attacked, I can hear it. Or no, it's just a guy attacking me. Okay, I'm about to get enough mana to fucking build more. Here we go. Who are those guys? Are those archers? Are they my archers? Oh wow, they're not good guys. Weird. They're just like his archers are just like hanging out in my castle. Look at it. Okay, I'm almost there. Almost there, guys. I think. No, I need to defeat some more enemies. Has Dave Chappelle talked about the Hunter Biden foot job video yet? I was like waiting for some reason Dave Chappelle to comment on it, and I didn't get his comment. Pretty soon. Oh shit. Wow. Alright. Can I keep building more shit up though? Can I build my castle bigger or no? I guess that's the biggest it goes, huh? Alright. Hunter did psychedelics, or Hunter did ibogaine in Mexican rehab. Where did you hear that? Please verify that with a link. That's pretty interesting if that's true.
Congratulations, Master Wizard. The world is restored.
Maybe that means the silver lining with the Biden administration will be a legalization of entheogens, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. Remember when I went on a 20-minute long anti-ayahuasca cult rant on this channel? Fuck the ayahuasca cult. Fuck that shit. Psychedelic scammers. That's what that shit is. Psychedelic scam artistry. There are a lot of, I'd say like almost every psychedelic, popular psychedelic thing is like a psychedelic scam. Oh, fuck you, dude. Voter. I'm taking all your mana, you little bastard, son of a bitch. Fuck you, voter. Castle's mine, fucker. Fuck you. How big your castle is, it's mine, you son of a bitch. And I'm gonna take all of them on. These assholes deserved it. Take that, voter. Now try to get your shit back. Fuck, dude, I'm gonna make my castle right next to yours. Not so much I think you're a dickhead. Let's see what happens when I put it like right next to his. I don't remember if I've done that before in this game. Haha. It's great. Oh, dude, it's literally like, that's so funny. Try it, voter. Try it, you stupid asshole. Dead man. Oh no, he destroyed my castle! You fucking destroyed it. Fuck you, voter. So I think I've made it too close. That's what happens when you make your castle too close. It gets instantly destroyed. Especially if he already has one made. I'm gonna just do it right at the edge. Okay. Oh no, what did I do? If I destroy his balloon too, I get all the mana inside. I can steal it from him. It's pretty fun. I love how you can set the trees on fire too. It's so cool. In interactive environments, you leave scorch marks on the ground when you shoot it and stuff. It's neat. Got a new voter. Yeah, try to get my shit, dude. Try to get it. Asshole. Stupid fuck. No, dude. It's mine. Fuck you. Where you go, voter? Coward. I don't like how his sound of like flying away on his carpet is the same stock Macromedia sample library sound that they use in Doom 2 of the icon of Sin throwing the little boxes out of his mouth. Some of those stock library sounds I think are one of the things that dates some of these games the most. And I'm not a huge fan of it in retrospect. Like I definitely am like a sound person. So like even the Doom sounds, even though they're nostalgic for me, because I know that they come from a sample library and they're just all like they were previously made by someone else. They're not like, it takes away something from that a little bit for me. Okay, I could build more now. I feel like this is probably the most seriously invested you've ever seen me play a video game before. Bet you didn't know it was going to be Magic Carpet, did you? Like, this game is great. I don't even know if like a reskin, if they did like a new, better graphics version of this game, if it would really make it any more enjoyable. It's just fine the way it is. It just runs a little bit choppy and the controls are awkward. That's, to me, one of the things that's bad about it. But I don't know how, I mean, a lot of games that have like fully 3D movement like this aren't the best at control anyways, but I'm sure that, you know, they've definitely gotten better at that in like newer modern games, especially since joysticks have become so commonplace, you know. I mean, like playing first-person shooters on a controller was considered like an impossible thing before Nintendo 64. Oh fuck, I just got Voter's ass. Did you see that? Got a little charred skeleton. Where is it? Where's your body, Voter? So I can show it off. Show off the fact that I turned you into a charred skeleton. Just like Benjamin Franklin. I love the fact that I could just kill and humiliate Voter. But I should kill his castle too, huh? His castle's small. Look at that. He's not doing very well. Why don't I just kill it? What's he gonna do? I'm not sure if you can kill his castle with just regular fireball. I think you need to have another spell. I think. No, it's not that one, obviously. Obviously, that's the healing spell. As the game progresses, you get more spells. Like you can start natural disasters. You can put like a volcano right next to someone's thing. I think that wait, one of those is his balloon. So I think I'm going to destroy his balloon instead of his castle, because it's got some mana in it. I know it. He's trying to claim that shit. Oh wait, no, I have 2 balloons. That's the thing. I have 2 balloons. That's what that is. Because my castle's so big now, I get 2. That's pretty neat. I'm gonna try to destroy it with just fireballs. I think you can do it. It just takes a lot more hits. I need another weapon. I'm happy to progress far enough. I'm almost here. Wait, did someone break my castle? Oh no. Come on. Give me that mana. Kill another guy. One of those worms, maybe. Those flying motherfuckers. Mana. Hey John, this is a magic carpet for PC. Yep, that's what it is. That's what the title says. So I don't understand why it keeps showing these cinemas, because it's like the same cinema.
Master Wizard. The world is restored to equilibrium.
Oh, it shows the same cinema every time. I get it. Okay. Dude, did I actually miss a spell? That's bad. That's not good. That's bad. That's bad. Fuck. Not good. Oh, this song is fantastic. Okay, he's already getting mana. If I get a spell at the very beginning of this one. That's a shield spell. I don't fucking care about that shit. I want a natural disaster to destroy his castle. That's what I'm waiting for here. Oh, fucking kidding me. Oh, what? Dude. Are those bees? Or wait, what? Are those fucking... Are you kidding? There's so many things here. Holy shit, there's a lot of enemies here. What the fuck? I don't remember these guys. So you notice how it doesn't just get scorched when you hit the ground, it actually deforms the actual map. Which is like very impressive for the time period this is made. I mean, I don't even know PlayStation games did that kind of stuff very much, you know. And this game came out, at least from my understanding, before most PlayStation games. There was a sequel to this, and there was a re-release version of Magic Carpet 1 that came with Magic Carpet 1 and 2 on a CD-ROM. And it had CD quality music. It didn't have the FM synth music. And if you couldn't tell, yes, this the whole time we've been listening to the ad-lib emulation from MS-DOS. Fuck! There's Voter, too. Look at him. Pretty cool little like after death scene too. Oh, Furious Psyop, yeah, Flashback, really good game. I did not like Flashback as much as its predecessor, Out of This World, which was also called Another World. And the software company that released it actually has, I think, Delphine Software. If you look them up on Wikipedia, they have a couple other really cool games. Now, unfortunately, Ned, I can't. I think it's about as loud as I can bring it. But I'll turn the music down, if that'll help. Delphine Software released a couple adventure games before Out of This World that have a similar vibe to them. They're more straight up forward adventure games, though, sort of like Mean Streets, like that genre we were playing yesterday. But they're cool. One of them starts with like a really cool scene of like a guy who's like got a window washing thing, and there's like a weird sunset, and the graphics are really neat, like aesthetically dialed in, very specific art style. They later went on, I think Delphine was involved in Fade to Black, which is the sequel to Flashback. And the only unique thing about Fade to Black that makes it like an interesting sort of landmark milestone game is it was one of the first games to use only polygons to be a first-person shooter. So instead of like using sprites, like how Doom does or how any like regular... Yes, Jesse, true. They did Shaq Fu, which is... And we'll say this about Shaq Fu. It was obviously a for-hire job, licensing job. But Shaq Fu, if someone remade Shaq Fu with actually good gameplay, the animations and the graphic style of Shaq Fu are really cool. Like it looks totally different and moves around and just visually looks aesthetically completely different than any other fighting game from the time period. So whoever hired Delphine Software to make Shaq Fu was like, we want you to do a game that looks like those crazy animations you do in Out of This World. Can you make us a fucking fighting game that looks like basically that's what it is. It's like, can you make us a fighting game with Shaq licensing that looks like Out of This World? And believe it or not, it actually looks better than Out of This World. I mean, maybe not the vibe or the style of it. Out of This World, there's something to be said for the whole atmosphere and like what the game is sort of bringing in terms of like just the vibe. I mean, a Shaq licensed game never going to have the best vibe, but graphically speaking, it's pretty cool. And you should pull it up on an emulator just to see what I mean. Like, I'm actually surprised sometimes when there's a whole community of people who make their own fighting games called Mugen. And what's cool about Mugen is after like Marvel vs. Capcom and SNK vs. Capcom, fans just realized, well, if these major companies like Capcom are just going to recycle all their Street Fighter Alpha sprites for like 5 years straight and keep putting them in all these versus games, then why do we even have to wait for these companies to make games like this if we can just mash up and put whatever sprites from whatever fighting games we want together and fucking play the games? And that's one of the cool things about the Mugen community is they figured out how to basically recreate, like there's Marvel vs. Capcom 4 in Mugen that's like using 2D sprites that uses like way more Marvel characters than they ever had. They take Marvel sprites from other Marvel games, like on, from 16-bit games and use them together. Like they basically Like Mortal Kombat Project, I played that on here. That's a Mugen game where they mashed up different sprites from all different Mortal Kombat games. Even like Mortal Kombat Mythologies, like Quan Chi on Mortal Kombat Mythologies is his first appearance. He's played by the same actor who plays Kano. It's actually a digitized sprite. In all the later Mortal Kombat games where you can play as Quan Chi, he's not actually a digitized sprite. He's like a 3D model. So it's cool that they go back into some of these older Mortal Kombat games, like Mortal Kombat Mythologies. They pull out Fujin's sprite, for example. Fujin is only a Mortal Kombat 4 and later character, and they put him in to, to the thing. Hold on a second. Let me check this text. Lori's texting me. So yeah, check out Delphine Software. One of these days, I am gonna play through parts of Out of This World. I am going to play some of their adventure games. I don't know if I'll play Flashback, only because I'm really bad at it. And even though I love the aesthetics of Flashback, I didn't love it as a game, to be completely honest. Patrick Blair, chime in about that? Patrick Blair says he came from the Katie Halper stream where Matt Stoller is arguing against Medicare for all. What? I don't know what Stoller's deal is, man, but he seems like a total plant. I know I say that about people that I hate their ideas sometimes, but like I don't understand what he's doing. It's the weirdest shit ever. I don't understand it. I know he got some credibility for being part of like the Bernie movement and like anti-Wall Street and like anti sort of oligarch, but like it's all nested inside some weird thing where it's like America has no autonomy anymore. It's like China who's controlling our financial market. It's like, what the fuck is, dude, that's like Steve Bannon neocon shit. What are you talking about? It's weird. But yeah, I can't stand Stoller. He was actually one of the last prominent people in the scene to insta-block me. The moment where I came back at him, he thought he could argue with me on Twitter effectively, and as soon as I started to respond back to his responses, he just immediately blocked me because he's a fucking baby. Yeah, I agree, Patrick, because anti-Wall Street stuff is just stealth MAGA anti-China shit. Did he bring any of that up on the Katie Halper show? And did Matt Taibbi and Katie Halper push back on any of it? Because that's what I don't understand. So we have Jimmy Dore, now Useful Idiots, now I guess Katie Halper's solo show platforming Matt Stoller. When he brings up his China stuff, do they push back on it? Because I can understand if they have some previous like appreciation for Stoller and they're just not up on the China stuff. I can forgive that to a certain extent. But Jimmy did he platformed Stoller to just blast out anti-China stuff. I don't know if Jimmy brought him on purpose to do that, but that's what Stoller did when he brought him on. And that shit's just... We really need more people like Danny Haiphong, like Dave Ducamp, other people who are very knowledgeable about China who can undermine this propaganda framing, because it's really actually viral and it's problematic how much it's spreading just among the left. I mean, I cannot stress enough how big of a deal it really is that Glenn Greenwald wrote an article where he's basically saying that the Biden administration and the U.S. ruling class is like in bed with China. I mean, and he's not saying it in the context of the U.S. has a lot of tangled alliances with different countries that we perceive as bad, like Saudi Arabia, like Israel. He's making it seem like it's China is really pulling the strings. And that's the part that I just don't... I think is actually really, really toxic. That Greenwald pushing in that direction alone, it could be really toxifying to the way people have dialogue in the scene. A lot of people just take everything he says as gospel. That's how some of a large sector of this scene operates. People desperately want to be part of this sort of like a political cause, and instead of actually critically thinking or thinking for themselves, they will just run their engine, sort of hitch their wagon to different sort of hero figures or sort of renegade people who talk about war, like in the same way people got hitched on Tulsi. That was one of the newest, probably worst iterations of what I'm talking about. But like, I can understand why people trust Greenwald and look to him for information and political thought. But I think right now we're sort of entering this danger zone where is this going to go? Is anyone major in the scene going to push back against it? Because no one really major in the scene pushed back against Tucker in a really, really serious way, and undermined the false idea that he's some kind of anti-war, anti-neocon truth teller. That narrative was completely allowed to envelop even leftists, where they'll be like, yeah, I think Tucker's like a racist or whatever, but he's like the only anti-war guy on TV. It's like, well, like that's like saying that Trump didn't start any new wars. It's like it's just like a talking point that people invent to shield people from criticism. It's like, it's not real. And it ultimately is like a false framing. It's like Trump. So what is it? What do you actually care about? That Trump didn't start any technically new Iraqs? And that's your bar because he has killed more civilians than Obama. That's out there. Donald Trump has murdered more civilians in the Middle East than Barack Obama. That's real. I don't understand why no one talks about that. At least, you can't say at least Trump didn't kill more civilians than Obama, because he did. So I don't know. It's just weird. But I get lost in a lot of this stuff, but yeah, Ned Ryerson, I think maybe what Patrick is referring to is how a lot of people have latched onto some of the gray zones coverage, labeling all these people Al-Qaeda, and then they go after the gray zone as being some kind of Islamophobic thing. I can't defend them on that, honestly. I think that they've opened themselves up to that. They kind of made their own bed there. The other things that they get attacked for are bullshit, like that it's like Russian propaganda or it's a sadist. That type of stuff is completely, a smear job. But I do think on some level they have opened themselves up to the Al-Qaeda going overboard on making it all about jihadism. So, sometimes the criticism is fair, sometimes it's not. And I'm not saying the way liberals or neoliberals attack gray zone for that is fair. It's just that they have an end to do it that seems legitimate. And that's a problem. Yeah, the Trump didn't start any new wars talking point is some like fake bullshit talking point invented by someone who's scraping the bottom of the barrel. It's almost kind of a soft QAnon to me, because it's like a wishful thinking framework that means nothing. It's like, when did our bar become we congratulate and we're relieved when presidents don't start new wars? We have more wars going on right now than like any other time in the U.S. history that are done by us. So the paradigm should be we need to stop all wars. Shouldn't it be? And it's just really not even true. It's like a lot of this stuff is mission creep. Trump did exacerbate certain situations, like in Yemen is one of the biggest ones. Yes, the Obama men technically did start that, but Trump has made it a whole lot worse. And it's just like you never hear about anything like that. I would say, technically speaking, the only new war in a real sort of clear-cut sense that Obama started was Libya. And even then, it was it was proxy fighters, rebels with air cover. And it was fairly short-lived. But you take that away from the Obama administration. Well, in fairness, Obama did send 70,000 additional troops to Afghanistan. Craziest, actually probably one of the stupidest things that I think he did foreign policy wise. I would say that was even maybe on some level worse than Libya, because he tried to portray it as the dumb war versus the smart war and made like liberals accept Afghanistan as some kind of we need to be there kind of thing. Like we need to, like Bush's mistake was Iraq. He distracted us from the war on terror. It's like that whole paradigm was such neoliberal, shove down your throat crap. But other than those two things Obama did, he didn't start any new wars in the same way that Trump didn't either. And it's not really a new war by sending 70,000 troops to Afghanistan. It's just like really increasing the U.S. footprint there, which is obviously terrible. Trump did not send that many troops into any country. And I don't necessarily think he deserves credit for that. I mean, he still sent U.S. troops into Syria. Still sent U.S. troops into Iraq. He sent more troops into Somalia. But, I guess it's the numbers. Because he sent less of them than Obama, then it's somehow okay, I guess. I don't really know. I don't really know how people got in this weird bottom of the barrel, scraping the bottom of the barrel position. It is just a false, nonsensical position, which ultimately just weakens the anti-war scene. To even have this position as something that's like, not spoken is just a meaningless trope. It's a meaningless talking point handed to Trump followers who want to still believe that Trump is good, still believe that Trump is anti-neocon, still believe that Trump is fighting the deep state. They got to hold on to some aspect of that. Otherwise, they'll just have to be like, you know what? For the last 4 years, I was a fucking moron. And I bought into all these stupid tropes that were obviously pushed into the left and designed to influence me into being a fucking moron, not seeing the obvious writing on the wall, the blood on the wall, all over this war criminal who killed a bunch of innocent people. I cared all about Obama killing innocent people, but man, I was really dumb for the last 4 years for having the wool pulled over my eyes and just taking a back seat and not worrying about the President of the United States drone bombing all these kids anymore. That was really dumb of me. You're not going to hear anybody say that, unfortunately. You're not going to. Because just like QAnon, there's always some little breadcrumb that you can be like, well, then why does John Brennan hate him so much if he's not fighting the deep state? There's always some little crumb that these people can pick up on. And I honestly think it's pathetic. It's sad because it is a form of brainwashing. It shows a lack of critical thinking. It shows a lack of visionary thinking. And how visionary is it to just be like, wait a second, this guy is also drone bombing a bunch of people. Wait, he's drone bombing more people? That doesn't require visionary thought. It just requires stepping slightly outside of the box. Because the box tells you that somehow Trump is not a war criminal. It's like, that box is fake. Step out of that fucking box, you dumbass. Like, what the fuck? So, yeah, it's hard for me to respect people who've been in that box for the last 4 years. It's really, it's sad. Because I do think it indicates something weak about their ability to navigate politics or navigate, the so-called realignments that happen. It's like, what happened to just sticking to your principles regardless of whatever stupid political realignments happen where, like, Trump supporters act like they're anti-war now? Or act like they care, or like, look how much the realignment's making people go from Bernie to Trump. It's like, none of that should affect your thinking about being consistent about things like war and imperialism. And somehow, some way, it has shifted a bunch of other people's thinking on it. They think Josh Hawley's anti-war. It's like, what? The dude's like one of the biggest China hawks ever. He's literally regurgitating straight up neocon think tank talking points on China. And I guess that's okay. I guess Matt Gaetz saying he wants to pardon Snowden is just okay. Also, Snowden's weird, okay? I used to think Naomi Wolf was crazy and honestly dumb for thinking that Snowden was some kind of plant. Read the things she said about Snowden. On a gut level, I think some of them are hard to deny. Let's just put it that way. And Naomi Wolf is right that the disclosures of the Snowden documents caused an enormous, not just national chilling effect on the population, but globally as well. For other adversaries of the United States and other people in the, across the world who might be more paranoid now, thinking that the NSA has this kind of reach in a way that actually benefits power. So I think that we really do need to consider that, and also question why the mainstream media was so eager to report on all that Snowden leaks. Why were they so eager? Has that ever happened before in the history of whistleblowing? I can't remember anything like that. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what that means. I don't know what Snowden's actual deal is, but the more time passes for me, the more weird I have to admit in my gut, and just in general, I can't deny it seems weird as fuck. It does seem like it could be some kind of limited hangout operation in some regard, and it does seem odd to me. So I guess that's all I'll say on that. And, if a president pardons someone who did that, then I think ultimately something about what they did was not that threatening to the government. We also have to consider that. Someone like Philippa Gee was basically, the government was trying to go after him for his whole life. Philippa Gee, sorry. So what happens when sort of narratively everyone's here like, yeah, let's pardon Snowden, who's in government? I find that strange. So I think we do need to think about those kind of things. Like, what did Snowden really leak that really threatened the government? How much it actually helped the government? And why did a billionaire swoop in there and try to start the intercept right when all that stuff was happening? A lot of it just doesn't add up. So, anyways, thanks for tuning into Main Politics. It's going to be a little bit of an abrupt ending. Got to start dinner. But thank you, everybody, for watching and listening. And episode 100 will be special. I think I'm going to do Mortal Kombat 2. I think so. Mortal Kombat 2 is my favorite game, so I think I might. All right, guys. Take care. Oh, and as always, you can get access to all of the previous episodes of Main Politics by going to my Patreon, subscribing for $5 a month, patreon.com/Robbie Martin.